mat, and I'm going to do a little bit of some preparatory exercises that can help with some of the other exercises. Even if you can do them already, these are exercises that are worthwhile to practice. And I would start with some variations for the 100. This variation is called the 5, 10, 15, and we'll start with fives. 5 just meaning a count of 5, or a count of 10, or a count of 15. So I'm lying on my back, feet are flat on the floor, legs are together, and my feet are not too close to me. In fact, they're going to be about a 90-ish degree angle. And I'm going to raise my right shin and foot up, but keep the 2 knees together. So my inner thighs are zipped up all the way to my knees. The leg that's in the air, I'm going to slightly turn it out a bit. So I don't know if you can see that. That's why I have my socks on. Hopefully it helps. Turn it out a bit from the hip, and I'm softening the knee ever so slightly. Okay, now I can really feel my seat, my inner thighs, and my abdominals starting to kick in a little more. Less quads, but still quads, some. Arms are down by your side, fairly straight, but maybe slightly bent so your shoulders can stay open and pressing into the mat. Abdominals are drawing narrow, in and up. So I'm trying to almost feel longer in my spine. I'm holding this, squeezing the legs together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide it down, maybe halfway down your shin. Maybe you can't go that low. Abdominals have to stay pulled in, and your back has to stay drawing in and up against the mat. So you don't want the weight of your leg to arch your back off, right? So 5, 4, 3, press the legs together. 2, my leg is shaking already. And lower your leg down, maybe ankle level, maybe not. Maybe not today. If not, bring it up. After 5 counts, lift it up, bend your knee, place it down. Okay, other side. Stretch the leg, knee to knee. Turn it out, soften the knee ever so slightly. Hug the backs of your inner thighs together. Draw the navel in and up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide halfway down your shin, if that. Press the legs against each other. Hug the backs of the thighs. 1, in and up. 2, 3, chest is heavy. 4, 5, maybe the leg goes down towards ankle level. Press against each other. Hold 5. You feel the inner corners of your tuchus kind of squeezing the backs of your inner thighs. 3, 2, 1. Draw that up. Place your foot down and rest. Okay, so that leads you into the hundreds because it helps you to feel how you can hold your leg up when you get into the hundreds. When your legs are up and you're pumping, you'll find the strength for your legs, the backs of your legs, the connection of your abdominals as well for that. So that's the 5, 10, 15 to work you towards the hundreds or to help you enhance your hundreds and other exercises. Practice that at 5s, practice that at 10s, practice that at 15s, but gradually progress to that. The next exercise is just to find some upper body flexion. So hands behind your head. And so for the 100, when it's hard and you're new to it, sometimes coming up higher can be better. So I've got my hands supporting my head for now. I'm going to gently let the back of my neck lengthen and my chin soften to my chest, and I'm going to lift my upper back and chest up. Be careful not to push your head forward. Press your head back into your hands and almost use that to help lift you up more. So from there, I'm going to reach forward and grab my thighs. Bend your elbows a little and see if you can kind of inchworm your spine back a little more. Ah, amazing. And now you can curl up a little higher, right? Shoulders are settled. Keep that. Get ready with your abdominals. Reach your arms forward and then lie back down and replace your hands behind your head. That's version 1. Let's do it again. Chin softens to chest. Curl your upper back bones off the mat. Make sure you're pressing back into your hands and trying to lift the top of your head to the ceiling. I'm going to look down here. Take your hands forward to your thighs. Use your arms to help curl you up. Inchworm if you want. Come to what's working for you. If it's too much, don't go that high. Try to hold yourself up there with your abdominals as your arms reach forward. Try not to look at the ceiling. Now let's come, if you want, take your hands behind your head, it's harder, and then lower down. Or you can continue to reach your arms forwards. Bring your hands behind your head. We're going to do it again. Chin to chest. Lift your upper back. Lift taller to the ceiling. Reach your arms forward. Soft elbows, soft shoulders. Curl up a little more. Reach your arms forwards. Lift your arms to the ceiling is the next progression, or don't. Hands behind your head, and then slowly come down. So you're building strength to hold you in that 100 eventually, right? Chin softens to your chest. One more. Curl forwards. Organize yourself. Here's the place to organize. Reach your arms forwards. Soft shoulders, soft elbows. Pull up a little more. Try to hold yourself there as you reach forward. Eyes look down into your low abdominals. If you want, arms to the ceiling. Hands behind your head, soft shoulders. Slowly come down and rest. So you can practice that. You can practice the other one, just one or the other. Take them as you will. They're helpful for getting that strength for the 100. Okay, so next we have the roll up. For the roll up, just bring yourself up to prepare yourself for maybe a smoother roll up, or to help with little blips and road bumps in your spine and back, which kind of make you throw yourself forwards. We're gonna build it from the top down and from the bottom up, and we're gonna find those little sticky spots and work through them. So hands behind your thighs, feet on the floor. If it feels too crampy on your feet, walk your feet back a bit, or you can dig your heels down, okay? So in this position, I've got my elbows bent. I'm gonna, like we do on the reformer for stomach massage, I'm gonna lift my spine up and forwards. Be careful that your head doesn't become a droopy rosebud, but you're trying to pull in and up and over as best you can. From there, your hips are gonna squeeze a bit. You're gonna use your lowest abdominals like they could pull through you and get to the mat. So it's not your upper back dropping back, it's your lowest place that you can curl under from to draw you back. And just go to where, like my feet are about to come off. So just go to where your feet are about to come off, or you can't go any further. Good, this is my starting point. And then you might be higher, doesn't matter. Soft shoulders, deepen your waistline backwards as you help yourself forwards, up and over the legs. Make sure you haven't collapsed. I might too, so you might even see that. Chin to chest, curl from your lowest abdominals and your tailbone under. And we're bringing one bone, the lowest bone, then the next bone, then the next bone, then the next bone. And I can't go anymore, so I'm gonna keep that shape as best I can and just bring it forwards. And we'll do that again. Curl under. Pressing against your thighs or against the hips can help you to feel more connected in your abdominals too. So you can try that. And then using as much or as little of your hands as you need to, maybe eventually less hands. Next one changes. Curl back. Press. If you want to progress, reach the arms forwards. Come forwards. Try not to drop them down. Lift them forwards, lift your spine forwards. And we'll go back one more time like this would be, the next kind of progression. And chin is at your chest, and you come up and over. Okay, that's building it from the top down. You can practice that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, however many you want. And building it from the bottom up. This is the hardest part, I think, coming up, right? Because the legs want to pop off or you get stuck. So we're going to figure out some variations to help you work through that. So if you know when you start to roll up, you get to a point and you can't get up anymore, that's the point where we want to dig in. So let's figure out where that is. Your arms are up to the ceiling, your legs are together, feet are flexed. You're going to start by bringing your chin towards your chest, reach your arms forward and low. I'll say this, if your arms are up, it's harder. So that's an advanced variation. So reach them low, like they're parallel to your mat or floor, and let that help you go up to where you can. I'm gonna inchworm back a bit, and now I can't get up, let's just say. So from there, I'm gonna bend my knees, maybe this much, maybe this much, maybe that much, maybe as much as you had before, no problemo, whatever it is. And deep in your center, you can use your hands to help you massage over that blip and come forward, okay? Now just bring yourself down again, rinse and repeat. Flexed feet to start, arms up, chin to chest, arms forward. The arms go forward, but your chest and your waistline's pulling backwards, like you could pull the mat behind you. Curl to where you can get to. When you can't go anymore, bend your knees to what you need them to be. You can use your hands. You deepen your abdominals, so you try not to push them out. Pull them back, use your hands, and try to massage in that little area that's the caveat. Now you can start practicing coming over with the straight legs. The arms can go forwards. You feel that stretch, it's a nice stretch. Start to go back, and let's just get back there again. So don't worry about the whole thing yet. We'll do one more of the building from the bottom up. Arms up, chin to chest, reach your arms forward. Find your spot. Maybe you're higher now, maybe not, but that's okay. Find your bent knees, deepen your abdominals, try to narrow them, pull them back, and use your hands. And you know, it might feel like you're pushing forward, but just try to pull back, and it gets stronger as you go. So just find that, your legs can go forwards, you're up and forwards. As you're pulling your waistline and your ribs back, you're going forwards. And maybe try one more to go all the way down. Reach your arms forward, chin to chest, one bone at a time. And you get down, and you made it. So you can practice those as your roll up. Okay, one leg circle. So sometimes just having a leg up is hard because it gets tight. So we've got the magic circles. You might have a stretchy band. You can even use the belt of a bathrobe, right? So I'm just gonna use a magic circle, pardon me, it's over here. And so it's just something to hold your foot. So we're gonna just practice some of the stretches, which are really nice to have these anyhow. So I've got one leg long, the other foot has the belt or the strap or your stretchy band or a circle, whatever you've got. And you know, you wanna try to bend the knee as best you can and pull it in as close as you can. A knee issue or a hip issue might hinder that, so you bring it to where you can without hurting. From there, you want to check that the hip isn't hiking, right? And just stretch and bend. Now, because I have a belt or something, my arms are technically longer, so my leg might get straighter if I'm having problems with straightening it. So do try to straighten the leg with control. So you don't want to feel like you're snapping your knee back through you, but that the muscles are engaging around the thigh to straighten the leg. Practice that 3 to 5 times. Hold the leg in your highest point with your straightest leg. And then you can gently flex your foot and point. Depending on if you're using a stretchy band or a belt, it might slide off. So if that doesn't feel like it's gonna work, just don't bother with this part. From here, I'm gonna hold the opposite hand with either 2 ends of my band or my robe belt or whatever, or my left hand, my opposite hand on the circle. The other hand will come out to the side to give you balance. The leg that's in the air is going to rotate under. So my side of the hip has rotated kind of under, if that makes sense. And the leg is just gonna cross the midline. I'm not looking for your hip to come off. I want your hip to stay on. So that might dictate how far or where it's gonna go. I still wanna reach the back of my hip down to the end of the mat, and that feels like a different stretch. So this is a great stretch for hips and the side of the thigh and stuff like that. Lift your leg up when you feel done. Switch hands. So if I've got two belt ends or the stretchy band, take the other arm out, let this leg go out to the side. Legs are heavy, it might pull you off a bit, but you're trying to pull the opposite side of your body backwards into the mat. Okay, as best you can, whatever that is. And this stretch feels really good too. Bring the leg up, and then we're just gonna switch legs. So this is just to prepare you for the one leg circle on the mat. And this is just a nice stretch. So even if you just did this, that could be nice as an option one day. So stretching and bending to limber. I'm thinking of the hip on this side that it's not hiking up. And this is the side that tends to, so I might finagle it. I'm thinking of reaching it, the back of the hip down and long, almost towards my other foot. Once I get up there, if it works for you, you can flex and point. It's such a nice stretch, but if the band slips off and hits you, don't do it. It's just frustrating. Okay, then from there, we're gonna take the leg that's in the air. That hip, the back of the hip, the side of that hip is gonna rotate under. So you'll see your knee slightly turn out a little bit to a diagonal to the side a titch. Now I'm gonna cross that leg over my body. I'm gonna remind that hip to lengthen. I take my hand into the crease of that hip and try to just draw it down gently. This is where it goes on this side. If it feels pinchy in the inner part of your hip, just go to where it doesn't pinch. And if it just doesn't feel good, don't do it. Bring it back up. The leg opens out to the side, your other arm comes out. Now it wants to pull me off, right? So I'm trying to, with tissue strength, pull backwards, like I'm trying to pull into the mat. It's not gonna be perfect, but I try to feel like the opposite hip's opening and spreading wide. Bring your leg up, and then you can bring that down. Okay, so that's a nice stretch, and it prepares you for the one leg circle. The one leg circle is the exercise where your leg is spinning around. So you're basically kind of helping those positions. So that's an option for the one leg circle, to give you that. And then the other one is both legs bent, legs together. One leg comes up, don't worry, it's not the 5, 10, 15 again. This time, your leg is going to press down as if it's pressing against the other leg to whatever level you can contain yourself. So the 5, 10, 15 helps you with that. You're gonna open your leg a little out to the side, not so much that it takes everything willy-nilly and off course. You wanna stay centered. Lift the leg back up and then replace it knee to knee. Go down a little bit, open out, trying to stay pulled into your center, lift the leg back up and to the knee. And you do that 5 times. So this is number 3. And you can feel, keep going, go down. You can feel when the leg goes out that it wants to pull you off. Just feel heavy in your chest, your ribs, your waist, and your hip. I think we'll do one more. Out, up, good, and down. So now just switch legs. So it's not just like belaboring all the tension, right? So just practice one direction when you're getting used to this. The leg comes up, they're knee to knee, thigh to thigh, pulling in and up with the abdominals. The leg presses against the other leg to go down. It's gonna pull away from the midline a bit, up as high as it will go, and down. Now, continue to go down, out, around, and up, feeling the backs of your shoulders staying in the mat. So the leg going out doesn't pull your shoulder off, right? We'll do 2 more. Down, narrowing my waistline as the leg comes up. And I can feel that my other leg seems to kind of want to wobble out to help me. So you notice little things, right? Bring your foot down. That was 5, I believe. And then there's your one leg circle. Okay, if you want to continue, we're going to go to the rolling like a ball. So rolling like a ball is where we're in that kind of ball-like shape and we're rocking back and forth. If you have vertigo, if you have neck issues, or you're just feeling plain old nauseous and you don't want to rock back and forth, if you're in the class or you're doing a workout and it's rolling like a ball, you don't have to do that if that's not going to work for you. your legs are together. It's similar to what we practiced in the roll-up exercise. So you can practice your arms forward in a lifted C curve. You curl back to what's available and you curl forwards. So you're not throwing your neck around, you just stay in one position and you come forward and back to where you can be in control. As you know, if you're in a class and everyone else is doing it and you're doing this, that's good because you're taking care of yourself. You're listening to your body, right? We'll just do one more. So rolling like a ball is 5 to 6 times. And you're still getting some articulation in your spine. Nice. Okay, from there, we're gonna go into your abdominal series. So lie on your back, bring your knees into your chest, and we know that the challenge with the abdominal series is just keeping your head up, right? For a lot of people, and developing the neck strength, but the abdominal strength to keep your head up. So in that, we'll offer this suggestion. Your hands on your shins, and kind of like we built it up in the other exercises, chin to chest, lift your head and shoulders, kind of inchworm your back if you need to, but use your hands, your arms, your back to help pull you up, right? Like let that help you curl up so that, you know, you're pulling your knees into you, but it's not dropping you back. Because if I'm here, my neck is in dire straits. So curl in and use your arms. If that means your legs are further away, that's okay. But I'm curled up and my neck feels much more supported. So now the challenge is to stay here. I'm gonna hold both hands on one shin. The other leg can just come down, the foot on the floor. This is, again, we're preparing, we're giving variations. This way I can feel that I'm pushing my shin into my hands and my hands into my shin, and that kind of helps lift me up. And I'm gonna try to stay that lifted as I switch legs. Now I've got something to hold, and I'm gonna use it to help lift me up. Put that foot down, switch legs. Chin to chest, look into your lowest abdominals, let the shin help you up. And you don't have to come all the way up here, but you're just up higher than your shoulder blades. And then we'll do one more. And let's do one more. 3, curl up. Chin to chest. And then slowly come back down. Take a neck gently turning stretch. And you can turn your head the other way. And one more each way. And when you feel that energy of going forward like that, eventually you have the strength will be able to support you, and you will be able to be back a little bit more without it going into your neck. So that's one way to build the single leg stretch, to practice the strength you need. And that's a variation if you were doing a class or watching a video and it's just uncomfortable, do the thing that you're just learning there. The double leg stretch is 2 legs stretching out and in at the same time, which is harder because 2 legs are heavier than 1. So your abdominals, your center, have to support 2 legs rather than 1. So what I would suggest is there's a couple of different variations. I'm holding my knees in. I'm going to keep my head down for the first version. As I stretch my legs up to the ceiling, not forward, up to the ceiling, I can press my hands against my thighs or down against my hips. And as I push in, I can feel a deepening in my center. So that's what I'm practicing. Bend your knees, draw your knees in as close as they can come. Shoulders are settled. Lift your legs to the center, your abdominals sink down, and as you press against your thighs, you'll feel maybe more of the upper obliques deepening. Bend your knees, head stays down. We'll do that one more time. Lift your legs up, press against your thighs, try to deepen your center. You do feel arm work a bit or back work, right? And then bend your knees in. Okay, version 1, keeping your head down. Nice, right? Whenever your head is down, your legs only go to the ceiling, not any lower. Because the tendency is when they go lower, your back's gonna start to lift. That's not what you want. So next version, hands on the shins, or behind the thighs. So I'll do it with the hands behind the thighs, especially if your knees bug you, bending them in. Chin to chest, lift your head and shoulders, bring yourself up. And in this position, I'm trying to come forward with everything. All right, legs are gonna go up to the ceiling. I'm gonna press against my thighs and deepen the abdominals. And I'm kind of trying to pull my mat back behind me. It's just a suggestion. And then bend your knees and keep lifted. Use your hands and your arms to help you stay up. As your legs lift, look down. Press against your thighs, deepen, and then bend your knees back in. To go from there, you press your legs up to the ceiling, squeeze against your thighs, squeeze your hips as if they were squeezing together, and press your legs just a little forwards. Bend your knees in from there. We'll do one more. Stretch your legs up to the ceiling, press them forward like something's there. So you're active in your hips and legs, and then bend your knees in, rest your neck. So as you're building that, you're using as if you had the leg springs and you're pressing forward a bit. That's the strength you need to bring your legs forward and keep strong in your center. You can do as many as you want of those. And then from here, we're gonna come up, chin to chest. I'm just gonna rock myself up or find your way up for the spine stretch forward. So if sitting on your bottom and having your legs out is just chaos for your hip flexors and the fronts of your thighs and it's really uncomfortable, you can roll up your mat, or if you have a cushion, I guess you could use a yoga block. It might be too high, but you could, totally. And just sitting up a little bit higher, yeah, a yoga block could work, is gonna be a great option. Your feet are flexed, and you know, when you're higher with your seat, you're not trying to get the backs of your legs into the mat, because that would mean your knees have to go beyond straight, right? We don't want that. So it might feel like they're a little bit soft, and that's okay too. The strength to sit like this in any shape or form is to be able to feel like you could draw in and up, from front, from back, from sides. So it's really, and that's all the tissue trying to just draw in and up. So feet are flexed. You can use your hands on your thighs as long as you don't press your knees down and hyperextend them. And I'm gonna actually kind of press down onto my thighs to almost try to lift myself up out of myself. You could also press beside you and try to almost just feel like you're floating out of your own pelvis for a second. Then you try to catch that and use your own inner strength to maintain that. Hands on your thighs, chin to chest, and begin to just round forward with your spine. However far you go, and you're not trying to face plant or bring your chest to the floor. You're lifting up a whole bunch of spikes and bringing your C curve forwards. From there, slide your hands against your thighs, place them beside your hips or on your thighs, and just lift up again. From there, try to catch that inner lift and keep it. Take your hands off, hands on your thighs. A bit of a squeezed seat and come forward. You know, if you can grab and kind of pull yourself a bit, you can. Be careful, this is not a tailbone sticking out, back arching thing. It's a round thing, a long round thing. And slowly come up, and we'll just do it one more time. Press and lift, hold that inner lift, a little squeeze of the seat to support that. Chin to chest, up and forward with the spine. Exhaling as you go forwards. And then slowly come up. And then I just kind of come out of that, dump my feet, my legs, and give them a little moment, okay? So after that, you know, you're going into intermediate and all of that. So let me give you one more stretch. After that, especially that seated exercise, sometimes it's nice to get a back stretch and also known as a hip stretch, because it's your hips that might need stretching. So let's just do the figure 4 stretch. One ankle crosses over the other knee. Do not try to press your thigh backwards. That is not the stretch. That is old school, and that will hurt your hip. So you're not trying to shove your thigh back. It goes where it goes. And if you can actively press it open, great, but you're not pushing it with your hands, so be careful. And then you can just reach through the other leg with both hands and draw that in towards you. That might not even be possible. It might be too tight, so just being here is your stretch. That's okay. Do which version works for you. And then from there, just holding it for a few breaths. So inhale, when you exhale, let everything relax. Shoulders, breath, chest, everything. Inhale. Exhale and let the weight of your bones just sink into the mat. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Settling. Okay. It already feels better. Bring all of that down. And then from there, we're going to switch sides. So your ankle comes across. Wherever the leg goes, it might be very different. Either or, keep it down or bring it in. Wherever that goes, it goes. Shoulders settled. Take a breath. As you exhale, let everything get heavy. Even the whole pelvis can feel heavy. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then bring your legs down. You can either have your knees bent or you can straighten them. Whatever feels good for you. One last breath like a sigh. And then you're done. So you can roll onto your side or roll yourself up, wherever you want to come up. And that's it for some preparatory, instructional kind of things. It might not be a workout per se, but you can take tidbits of that and work on those as you work towards your basic work or as you try to enhance your basic work. Even as an advanced practitioner, I'll do these things. So enjoy, and I hope it helps.